not one of those people that can pull off only having one eye show, can I? Yeah, I didn't think so. Hi guys, welcome to Educating Shanny. I'm Shanny and I have an eating disorder. Hi Shanny. Hi. So welcome to my very first official Ask Shanny video. Every Tuesday I'm going to be doing a Q&A video called Ask Shanny because I get so many questions from you guys every single week and every single day and every single hour of the times. And I thought I should start answering them, and I'm gonna have to make a whole day out of it each week. So instead of Topic Tuesday videos, I'm going to change it now and do Q&A videos every Tuesday. Usually it'll just be an Ask Shanny, but sometimes it'll be an Ask Danny and Shanny, and Danny will join me because you guys leave questions for him as well, so he'll join me sometimes. And that's all. And as far as the Topic Tuesday thing goes, answering most of your questions kind of is a topic in itself because each of your questions is a different topic, and so I'm still talking about eating disorder topics, but it's just not like a set Topic Tuesday thing anymore. It's going to be Ask Shanny from here on out. So look forward to that. Every Tuesday will be an Ask Shanny, and today's the first one, and let's get started with your questions. Are you ready? Okay. Michaela, I think? Michaela LeBlanc says, is there any advice you have for a bulimic who was able to stop for a while but has fallen back into it? I love you and respect you so much. Thank you. I love you too, and I respect you too. This is kind of hard for me to answer because I'm kind of in the same boat as you are right now. I don't know. It's been a rough couple, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks for me. My bulimia has been really bad recently. But the good weeks for me, I find the thing that they all have in common is that the good weeks are the weeks where I take the time to stop and look at myself and think about what a good person I am and what it is about myself that I do love. Because we're never going to get better unless we love ourselves, unless we care enough about ourselves to get better. And I go up and down all the time. I go up and down hourly, actually. Like 1 hour, I'll be ready to kill myself and not want to be here and not be a burden on my family and my friends and blah, 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 blah. But then the next hour I'm like, you know what? I have been through a lot of shiz in my life, and look how I've come out of it. Look how strong I am. I'm still standing. I still have a body. I might hate my body, but at least I can walk. At least I have hands that I can use. At least I can see and I can taste and I can smell and I can feel and I can hear. Did I get all of them? And I can do all the things. I guess just finding what it is that is good in your life and relying on that to get you through each hour of each day. And I feel hypocritical giving you this advice, but I'm just telling you what works for me to get me through the hardest times, that kind of brings me back to earth and brings me back to really reality and not what Ed's reality is in my head. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Jackie L says, hi Shanny, question for the Q&A. Do you have any tips? Hi. Do you have any tips on talking to someone about having an eating disorder or starting up a conversation about it? Okay, so this is a tough one. So I'm gonna answer this in the way that I wish people would have approached me about my eating disorder back then, especially in like school and in you know, my adolescence when I was still growing and my brain was developing, like I was still young. So I'm gonna try and answer it from the perspective of young Shanny who was struggling and how I would have wanted to be approached, because I'm assuming that you're a little bit younger and you have a friend with an eating disorder. Tell me if I'm wrong. And even if you're older and she's older or he's older or whoever is older too, then hopefully this will help too. But anyway, for me, I guess I would have wanted somebody to approach me in a way that was not at all shameful. So like, for instance, it would have really helped me if somebody would have come up to me and said, hey, can I talk to you sometime? Like, I need to talk to you about something serious. Instead of bringing it up right away, first prepare them and be like, hey, can we go to lunch? Hey, can you meet me at lunch? Can we talk? Can we have a little, like, there's just something I want to talk to you about. Is that cool? And if they say yes, then do it, and then go and talk to them and say, listen, I love you very much, and I'm not trying to shame you. I'm not trying to make you feel guilty or make you feel bad. I just want you to know how much I truly, truly care about you. I've noticed some things in your behaviors that kind of resemble an eating disorder. You can even use my channel and be like, there's this channel called Educating Shanny. You should all go subscribe to her because she's so wise. She's so wise. But anyway, you could use that if you wanted and be like, I was watching her channel and she talks a lot about, side effects of eating disorders and signs of eating disorders, and you seem to have a lot of those. Are you struggling? Is there something I can do to help you with it? And if not, that's fine. Say, I know it's none of my business. It's just that I love you and you're my friend and I want to help you in any way you can. And then, but the most important thing overall is to not make them feel shamed. Like, take the shame out of it. And you can even use the word shame over and over and say, this is nothing to be ashamed of. This is an illness that you have. And when you have an illness, you go to the doctor. And so you have an illness. Do you need to go to a doctor? Do you need to go to a psychologist? Like, what do you need? And what can I do as a friend? Do you just need me to listen? Do you need me to? And like, hopefully if you're that open and that honest and that unintimidating, like, go in there with the kindest, most loving demeanor and don't act like you have expectations from them or anything that would intimidate them. Just be very open-minded, be very kind and sweet and patient, and hopefully they will open up to you. And even if they don't, chances are they're going to run those words through their head later when they're alone. All of the words that you said to them and all of the concerns that you gave to them, I guarantee they're going to think about it at some point in the day if they don't respond to you right away. I know that they will, and they will feel it and they will hear it and they will take it in, and hopefully it will help them be brave enough to do what they need to do to get help. So I hope that made sense. I don't know. Okay, next question. Okay, Alexandra Fortin? Have you ever heard of the book Brain Over Binge by Katherine Hanson? I had binge eating disorder and bulimia for 13 years, and this book really opened my eyes as to why I was doing this and how to take back control of my life. You should definitely check it out if you haven't. Hope you get well soon. Kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss to you as well, and I love you and thank you. I wanted to answer this because I get this question almost as much as I get the teeth question, like what's wrong with my teeth, is have you read Brain Over Binge? Have you read Brain Over Binge? You need to go read Brain Over blah, blah, blah. So I'm not a huge reader. However, I'm going to order the book and I'm going to read it because apparently it's helped dozens and dozens of you out there. Like, that's how many comments I've gotten asking if I've read that book. So it must be really wonderful and it must be really helpful. So I'm going to order that book and I will read it. Cinnamon Buns, love the name. Can you recommend any other channels like yours or anyone who makes eating disorder or recovery vlogs? There used to be a lot more of them. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot yet, but the ones that I do know, my favorite one for sure is Emily Vegan Flower. Hi Emily, if you're watching, I'm so sorry your dog just died, by the way. Can I just say, her little puppy that she's had for 10 years, which was her best friend, he passed away the other day, and he was just everything to her. And just know that I'm thinking of you. Like, I cried for you when I watched your video about him, and I went and I told Danny, and I'm like, Danny, Beanie died. And he's like, who's Beanie? And I was like, that's Emily's dog. And he was like, oh no, that's terrible. So just know that we're thinking of you and we're praying for you and we love you, and take your time and grieve and be wonderful and whatever. So we love you, and I'm so sorry, and hang in there, okay? But anyway, so Emily Vegan Flower is amazing, and she's a vegan, obviously, it's in her name. I'm not vegan, but that's okay. She doesn't judge people who aren't, but she is very, very passionate about veganism. However, she does also talk about her eating disorder and about how veganism helped her overcome her eating disorder and other things that helped her overcome her eating disorder as well. So go check her out. I'll put the information below so you can go subscribe to her. Okay, well, this girl's name is very sassy, so I will just try and bleep out what I need to for the younger audiences out there. So Girl Wonder asks, have you ever tried a 12-step program like OA, which is Overeaters Anonymous, I'm pretty sure? Yes, I have. I have been to AA meetings, Alcoholics Anonymous. I've been to an OA meeting, but mostly I've been to EDA meetings, which is Eating Disorders Awareness, which is Eating Disorders Anonymous meetings. And they're pretty much all the same. They all use the same 12-step book. They all use the same tools, they just word it differently to fit whatever addiction that they're talking about. So I have done that before. I'm planning to go to another one though that's kind of put on by my church, which I've never been to. The ones that I've been put on had nothing to do with, like, well, I mean, it does 12-step problems do have a lot to do with God. Let's be real, it really does. But I'm really curious to go to the 12-step programs in my church and see it be focused on just spirituality and just God and see how that goes and see if I like that better than the other meetings. And if not, then I might go back to the other ones. I don't know. But yes, I've tried it and I loved it. I even actually ran one. There was this one time, probably 7 years ago, where I was doing really well for like 2 months. Like seriously, I hadn't binge and purged for like 2 months. I'd been going to EDA meetings every week, and near the end of that time, the girl who would normally run the meetings couldn't do it, and so I started doing it for her. And so I would open the meetings, I would direct the meetings, I would lead the meetings, I would close the meetings, I would do everything. And I can't believe I did that, but I did, because I was in a place where I could do that because of what I had already learned in the EDA and AA meetings. So yeah, so I've been there, it's wonderful, and I highly recommend it. If you've never tried it, I very highly recommend you trying it. It's really wonderful, and yeah, you'll learn a lot from it. It's really awesome. Okay, Emma Bradshaw, I've answered your questions before, I think, so you're welcome. You get another one, because this is a good question. Hey Shanny, there's something I've been wondering about for quite some time. Oh, that was weak. Hey Shanny, there's something I've been wondering about for quite some time, and that has been getting more important recently. What happens if I throw up my meds if I binge and purge right after I take them? Okay, I am on like 8 different medications, and some are for mentalness, some are for energy, some are for anxieties, some are for depression, some are for like fiber, like most of my pills are stomach pills. It's either like vitamins with fiber in it, or it's stuff to help me sleep, or it's stuff to help me digest, or just things that my body has stopped being able to do on its own. And there have been several times that I'll throw up my medication, and the way that I know I threw it up is because it looks like bitter, it tastes like very bitter, like what's the word? Not acid, there's a word for it. Oh shoot. Oh, dang it, what's the, like vile maybe? I don't know. Like, have you ever had the flu and you can't stop throwing up, and then once you've thrown up everything, you continue to throw up, but all that comes out is that nasty, vile, bitter tasting fluid that makes you want to puke even more when it's in your mouth? That's what I'm talking about. That's what it tastes like when you throw up your meds. At least for my meds it does. And I've thrown up every type of meds I've ever taken, and they all taste the same when they come up. And I believe that it takes away the effect for it. You can kind of tell. I guess it depends on how long they've been in your system, but the safest thing to do, for me anyway, is I take the medications that I know I have to keep down for sure, like my depression one and my anxiety one and my sleeping one and things like that. I take those meds right before I go to sleep so that I can be sure to keep them down, because it's very important, especially if you're on any type of depression medication and you go off it. If you don't know about that, go watch my channel, go watch last week, how I was last week. I'm doing a little bit better now because my meds are kicking back in, but before that, anyway, it's just dangerous. It's really, and it's very, it almost feels like dangerous physically also to me to throw up your meds, because I don't know, like I feel like it burns away your teeth even more, and it burns your throat, and it makes your mouth taste fuzzy and gross and burny, and it's just not pleasant. So really the easiest way to not do that is to just stop purging. It's really easy. All you have to do is stop purging. People have told me that so many times, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is that the secret? I just have to stop purging? I had no idea. Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. Now I know the secret, and now I can stop the bulimia that I've had my whole life. Thank you. Okay, last question of the day comes from OMQ Casey. Hi, Shanny, and happy birthday, Danny. And he says thank you. Ooh, there it is. Quick question. Could you do a video on how to tell your parents you have an eating disorder? I think you're the one that's asked me this quite a few times. I know I've gotten this question quite a few times, and I think that most of them were for you, and I think you even messaged me, which is really sweet. Thank you. I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you. But anyway, yes, next week, that's what my video is going to be about. I've been thinking about this for a long time because you're not the only person that's asked me that. I've had other young girls and boys out there ask, how do they tell their parents they have an eating disorder? Can you help me tell my parents that I have an eating disorder? So I think what I'm gonna do, tell me what you think in the comments below. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm gonna make 2 different videos, and one video is going to be me telling your parents that you have an eating disorder. So you can watch my video with your parents and I can explain it to them in the best way that I know how, and the most helpful way for you, and whatever it is. Or the other video will be me telling you how to tell your parents that you have an eating disorder in the easiest way that would be the best for you and that would work the best for you. So I'm thinking about doing 2 videos, 1 of each, or I could put them both in the same video and you could just fast forward to whichever part of the video you want to show for them. So tell me what you think about that in the comments below. I want to hear from all of you out there who are young and still live with your parents and don't know how to tell your parents about your eating disorder, but you want to. Tell me which one you would rather see, and if one of them is like overwhelmingly voted for, then I'll just do that one, but if it's kind of split, then I'll just try and do both videos for you guys. So let me know what you think below, and yeah. Okay, so thank you for your questions. That's all the time I have for the questions today. So leave any other questions you have in the comments below, or you can go leave them on my Facebook page, Educating Shanny. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up because it makes me feel really happy inside, and warm and gooey and mushy and happy and smiley and wonderful. So please do that, and yeah. And I love you guys very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day because you deserve it. So yeah, you're beautiful, you're worth it, and I am too. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!